until maybe 6 hours later. I watched to see how the market reacted to what I had drawn up, and it was crazy how accurate the lines ended up being, where it would either reverse or maybe stall and consolidate on my lines, and continue through. I ended up placing one trade only that was perfect. It was just a .01. I could tell what it was doing. I could tell when it turned. It only made maybe $3, but it was fun. It was fun. I could predict very accurately what was happening in that market right there.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm glad to hear that. You know, that's why I stress the importance of having a system. You understand? If that system works for you, it's amazing, because if you do the math, if you would have used the 10-cent lot, you would have made $30. If you would have used the dollar lot, you would have made $300. You understand?
Right. Yeah, I do. I was doing that math too, and it's fun. I really enjoy this.
Yeah, man. You know, and I'm glad that I was able to help you out today, as I'm eager to have everyone, and not only in this webinar, but moving forward in this community that I'm trying to build. I want us all to understand the same information so we all can help each other out. One thing, as I said in the webinar earlier, is that one thing I do not do is give trades. I don't give you trades. You understand? Because at the end of the day, I want you understanding what you're getting into. And that's a mistake a lot of us as traders make. We get into trades that other people give us, and then we're only looking at what they're telling us as opposed to what the market is actually doing. You understand? So I'm very happy that today's webinar helped you out. Let's move on to the next person. Lana, what's going on, my man?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
How are you doing, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Damien. It's Lana, but Damien's his name. Just so you know.
No, I remember Damien. I'm just going off of what the list says here.
All right. My name's Damien. I'm from Whangarei, New Zealand. I'm a bushman. I've been in the forestry since I left school. I'm 46 now. Getting old for it now. Getting tired on the chainsaw. So hopefully, I want to learn this so I can not so much be rich, but just make a living. Make a living, something easier than working through the bush. And days like this where it's pissing down, it'd be nice to be inside. My weaknesses, I'm very fresh at this. Not only am I fresh with this trading stuff, but even how to use a computer. I've got to get the missus to show me how to even sign up for stuff. Like I tried to open up a demo trading thing. I click on start free demo. That's all I got, because I didn't even know to open a demo account to trade. So yeah, but my strength, I suppose, I'm keen. I don't like to lose. I will keep going till I suss it. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
One of my biggest philosophies in this is that, I want you guys to make a living. You understand? That's something that we all lack in. Sometimes, we're forced to work in jobs that force us to, to do certain things that we don't want to do for money. And I'm not going to, like I said, man, I don't want to guarantee you guys anything. I'm not guaranteeing no one's success. The only person that can guarantee anyone in this webinar success is themselves. For you to become, an excellent trader, someone who can predict what's going on, someone who can understand why it's happening. It takes a lot of hard work, and hard work, I define that by consistent work. The hard part is staying consistent within yourself. So, yeah. I'm eager to join this journey with you. I can't wait to meet all you guys in person as well. And who else we got here? I got Junior. Where's Junior at? I seen Junior in here earlier. Did Junior leave? Either left. How about Ranji? Ranji, what's going on, man? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Tell us a little bit
Can you hear
about
me?
yourself. Yeah, I hear everyone. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Oh, cool. Hey guys, I'm from New Zealand as well. Based here in Rotorua. I guess I'm here the same as everyone else. I want to leave my day job so I can do something like this full time. Um, my experience with trading, I started out in crypto, using a very basic method of trading. But you know, I've been following Dan. We were mates back in Auckland, and I've been following Dan ever since he started on his trading journey, and it's been very impressive because a lot of us who know Dan, especially from back in the day, when that guy gets involved in something, he pretty much goes 100 at everything he does. Um, and just seeing his improvements, especially with his own trading, is just inspired me to get that sort of knowledge that himself and obviously yourself too, Jose, to get that knowledge from you guys and to learn the trade, because I have a goal to not be working for the man by the end of the year, and this is going to replace it. I guess my weakness would be obviously applying the correct information. Sometimes I like to do things out of order. I don't know why, but it's something I want to work on. My strengths will probably be work ethic, just like most of the guys here. If I do something and I focus on it, I'll do it to the best of my ability. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this whole thing. I'm pretty fresh to forex trading. I've gotten been doing a little bit here and there, but now things have settled down. I can refocus on where I want to go. I'm ready to get stuck in.
Awesome. So what we're gonna focus on is getting you structured out. Getting you to apply the system. I'm gonna teach you guys the system. I'm gonna go over it again for those of you that were on earlier. We're gonna start off. Is there anyone else that I have not met yet? Brendan, you there? Brendan,
yes.
what's going on, my brother?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Second remaining. Hey man, I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I met Dan a few months ago just on a job. I'm a carpenter in the construction industry. Probably like a couple of these guys in the construction industry. Just want to get out of slogging your ass off for not that much money. And I want to spend a bit more time with the boy because doing shop fitting, you're sort of working long hours. And I just want to try to dive into something else and have a bit of a change. So this has been good. I've just been sort of dabbling a bit in trading. Been doing okay, but mostly doing crypto stuff, not so much forex.
All right, awesome.
Basically, forex is a bit of a. I tend to sort of generally get the right direction of where the market's going, but I jump in way too soon, and it usually dips right down, then it goes up.
It always happens, man. Like one thing you'll learn is that with what I would teach you guys is that you're never wrong. You're never wrong. You're either too early or you're too late.
Yeah, that's it.
You understand? So
yeah,
because at the end of the day, you have a 50-50 probability. You understand? It's either gonna go up or it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do from here on out is I'm gonna get started. We heard from everybody. I'm gonna mute everyone in here, and then let's get going with this. So one of the things we're gonna start off with the psychology, as I said. Like the important part of you guys becoming successful is getting the mindset right. You understand? And one of the key things for you to become successful is understanding that the key to success in becoming a successful trader, be it that you trade the equities market, or that you trade the crypto market, or you trade the cryptocurrency market, all of it at the end of the day with the same set of skills that you guys will learn, you guys can apply it and trade any of these markets. Now, obviously, they all have their different flow. They all have their own way of being. They all have their own way of moving. But in the end, they're all the same charts. And, if we can learn the principles of how to study a chart, how to trade the chart, then we can be successful as we learn the other influences of the market. Now, with what I'm going to teach you guys, it's technical analysis, simple. You understand? I'm going to teach you guys price action, and at the end of the day, I want you guys to get this right in the mind. It's important for you guys to set the right tone for yourself before you even start trading. If you had a long day and it was a hard day, and then you're going to try to go on the charts and try to trade away your pain, you're already losing. You understand? Yes, you may be successful today, but for the next few days, you'll be losing. You understand? Or the opposite. Maybe you'll be losing and then you'll win a few days. But the important thing is that you guys understand that you have to focus on getting better. Don't focus on getting richer, because the riches come with you becoming a better trader. Are you guys all focusing on the skill set, or are you focusing on the paycheck? If you focus on the skill set, you guys will do way better than when you focus on the paycheck. You understand? Because of the fact that if you focus on applying the skill set, the paycheck will increase. You guys understand that? Now, another thing I want you guys to understand is that don't ever over risk and don't ever over expect. You understand? Don't assume what the market is doing, or don't assume what you want it to do. Make sure you analyze what the market is doing. Make sure you understand what the market is doing. And that's what I would teach you guys. What we're going to move forward with is teaching you guys the 3-step confirmation points, the 3 steps that you need to look for before you even enter a trade. You guys got to understand the trend of the market, where the market is flowing, how it's flowing. I'm going to teach you guys how to analyze each and every chart to point each of these 3 steps together. You guys are going to understand, how and what reverses the market. For most of you guys that were on the previous webinar, I taught you guys support, channels, trends. I'll go over it real quick so you guys can all be fresh in the mind. For any questions that you guys may have, let's save it for the end. And, step 3 is finding your point of entry. So how we will dictate these 3 steps is we will look at the higher time frames to understand the trend of the market. Then we will continue going down in the time frame of the chart to look for reversals. And then on the smaller time frames is where we will find our point of entry. All right. Now, the important thing is risk management. For you guys to stay in this game, you guys have to risk as much as you're willing to lose. Now, if you're willing to try to gamble in every trade, you're gonna lose. If you're willing to try to risk it all to win it all, you're gonna lose. Unless you are 100% correct on your trade and you are 100% confident that the trade will move in the direction you will move, then that's when you can risk a little more. But don't over risk your account. Don't expect with $100 you're gonna make $1,000 all the time if you don't know how to trade a $100 account. You understand? You can't trade the $100 account like if it was a $2,000 account, a $10,000 account. You understand? So let's get into support and resistance. So for you guys that don't know, in the market, there's 2 key areas in the market. There's support, which is at the bottom of the zone, and then there's resistance, which is at the top of the zone. Now, if you guys can see, the candles are kind of bouncing up and down on these lines right here. Now, what I want you guys to understand is that the way support is defined is when the market continues to go up and then the lowest point is then reached again and tested and then continues to go up. So what I mean by that is the market goes up, right? Comes back down to this zone that we were at, this line right here, and it refuses to continue going down. So instead it continues going up. and then you can see that it can come down and touch it. Sometimes it may break it a little bit, but if it doesn't completely break out of that line, then you have confirmed your support area. Same thing goes for resistance, just at the top of the zone. All right. So now to define to you guys what a zone is, I want you guys to understand this. Let's look at the live chart. You know, within the market, you can always find support and resistance. And, you know, you guys are going to notice, give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. I apologize, guys. My daughter had woken up. So back to what I was saying is, as you guys can start seeing here in the markets, is that within the zone, now a zone is determined by the candles. Now you can notice that if you break down the chart, if you look at the chart, there's multiple zones within the market. Now, all of it is determined by when the market touches that price. And within the zone, there's a support and resistance. All right, you guys can notice that at times the same support line will become resistance in another zone. And then you guys can also understand that within each zone, you can kind of see price fluctuating. You can see that it broke out and then it came back out and broke. So within each zone, you know, you're going to find your support and resistance along with a trend. Now, a trend is determined by finding the support and resistance within the movement of the market. So when you're looking for an uptrend, you're going to look for the support line on the market going up. You're going to notice that the lowest point will create a higher low. So as you guys start seeing here is that the market along this support line is going to start creating a higher low point. You guys are all with me?
Yeah.
As you guys start seeing within each of the higher low points, within each of the higher low points, right? At times, price can break out of the line, right? And you can see that it forms a support and resistance within each zone and each trend, which now becomes a channel. You understand? So a channel is determined by having two parallel lines and being defined by, so if we're looking at an ascending channel, right? If we are all looking at an ascending channel, we would draw a line parallel to the support, which is basically the resistance line. Now, within each channel, there's three different types of channels and three different types of trends. So you have a horizontal trend, which is also called a ranging trend, and you also have a downtrend. Now, downtrend are found by you looking for the resistance within the candles, forming down on that trend. And then a descending channel is when you draw the support line to confirm that channel. Are you guys with me here?
Yeah. I just have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you just explain that high and low point just again, please?
Yes. So here, let me delete all of this. So within the trend, right? Let's say this is an uptrend here, right? You guys all understand that now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uptrend is defined by what? What do you use to find an uptrend? What are you,
Support.
Ascending.
yeah, you're looking for its support line. You're going to use the support line
Right.
to find the uptrend. Now, as you guys can notice, if you guys look at the candles, if you guys all look at the candles, the lowest point is creating a higher point. So that becomes a higher low point. And then it also forms a higher high point. You guys see that?
Yeah.
So these are your high points and these are your low points.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So what I want you guys to focus on when finding trends and channels is looking for those higher high points and higher low points. Now, let's say for instance here, the market hasn't finished developing itself, but we've noticed that the market is creating what? Higher low points.
Yep.
Right? And it's also creating higher high points. Right? So within each channel, you guys can start spotting these things. Now, within a horizontal trend or channel, which is called ranging, the ranging, when the price is ranging, you guys understand that, you know, there is no higher high point or no higher low point. They're kind of just trending along the support and resistance. You guys all understand that?
Yeah.
For example,
What I want you guys focusing on. Say it again. Who do this here?
yeah, it's just me, bro. It's just me.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Does everyone understand those photos that Jose has put out earlier? Has everyone seen those?
Yeah.
What was that early today?
Say no. Does this make any sense? What I just drew. Have you seen that in that chat group yet?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have seen that, yep.
Again,
Yes.
what's the difference between that and a flag?
The flags exist within the trends and channels that he's showing you right now. Okay.
So what you're doing is not a flag. It's
What we want you guys to zero in first and foremost is not so much essentially the different types of patterns. We want you guys to bring it back to basics. We want you to focus on this here, what he's demonstrating now, and then we will come back to the pattern. Because the patterns exist inside here.
So is that its own?
That's there as an uptrend. That is a channel that he's drawn for you guys. This one here is the horizontal, which is he explaining. And this one over here that he had before would be the downtrend, okay? The patterns that you guys are speaking about exist within these channels.
Yeah, so
yeah. Back to you, Jose.
no, don't worry about it. So the reason why I'm focusing on is because of the fact that I want you guys to understand that within the market is either in an uptrend, it's either ranging, or it's in a downtrend. You guys are all with me on that?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, Damien, what is support and what's resistance?
The top and bottom.
All right. So can support and resistance be found in a trend?
Yes.
All right. So when looking at a trend, on an ascending trend, on an uptrend, what are we focusing on? Support or resistance?
Both.
No.
Oh.
Focus on both when we're looking at a channel.
Support.
Oh, support. The bottom one.
Yes. On an uptrend, we're focusing on support. On a downtrend, we're focusing on resistance. All right. So I want you guys to understand this because it's important. But with everything I'm going to teach you, you guys have to be able to find support and resistance within the market. Okay? So to kind of illustrate to you guys, an uptrend, right, is you're looking for support. On a downtrend, you're looking for resistance, right? On a channel, you see here how I illustrated here? On an ascending channel, we're looking for higher high points and higher low points. On a descending channel, we're looking for lower high points and lower low points. Are you guys all with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. So I taught most of you guys how candles open and close. Now it's important for you guys to understand this because of the fact that I want you guys to understand that understanding how a candle opens and closes can really help you out finding patterns. You understand? So in this case, the blue represents a bullish candle, and in this case, the red represents a bearish candle. All right? Now, why I'm telling you guys this is because I want you guys to understand how candles work so you can understand better how they form. Are you guys understanding that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's do this. I want you guys to show me real quick. Let's pick one person. Who wants to go? Who wants to show me support and resistance within a trend? And
I'll do it.
channel? All right, so go ahead and draw on my screen.
So I can draw?
Yeah, you can draw on it. You can press the little pen. You can see a little pen that says annotate, and you'll be able to draw on my chart.
No, I don't see the pen.
What are you using, your phone or your computer?
Computer.
All right, you don't see the same menu as me? Down here?
No. No, I don't.
All right, so
If you go up to the top, it says View Options. There's there's an option under there that says Annotate.
Yep, got it.
all right, so go ahead. Show me an uptrend, show me a downtrend, and show me some channels.
Okay, 1 second. That right there, uptrend. You did that already, but this right here, that looks like a downtrend. I mean, but down here, and then this looks like an uptrend, but a small one.
All right, so what you're drawing are channels.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Don't,
All right, here's a big one.
Yes, perfect. Now show me. So what you drew there is an ascending channel. And
Yeah.
So wait, can I ask a question?
go ahead.
Just on the ones that he did draw before, what makes that a channel? Because they are ascending and at the same time.
So a channel is represented by the two lines. So if you're
Oh,
doing-
sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes. When it's muted.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm gonna mute it and then I'll unmute you. Who's talking to me right now?
No, I'm just muting my stuff, bro, because you can hear kids' programs in the background.
All right. Who was just talking to me right now? I didn't see who was talking.
Oh, it was Shane.
All right. Shane. So an uptrend, we're only focusing on support. On a downtrend, we're only focusing on the resistance. All right?
Yeah.
On an ascending channel, we're focusing both on support and resistance. We're looking for the higher high points and the higher low points. On a descending trend, a descending channel, we're looking for lower high points and lower low points. Are you with me?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
All right, so here I'm gonna go through it again. So let me know if you still don't understand. So a trend is only one line.
Yeah.
Right? A trend is only one line. A channel has two lines.
Channel. Yeah, okay.
All right. So if you have a horizontal channel, which is considered the price is ranging, there's no higher high point or higher low point. There may
Right.
be breakouts and fake outs, but in the end, you know, it's still parallel to each other, as you can see. They're parallel to each other. Now, in a trend, right, on an uptrend, we're looking for support. On a downtrend, we're looking for resistance, right? Remember, resistance is on top.
Yeah.
And support is on the bottom. Same thing here, support on the bottom, resistance on the top. Resistance on the top, support on the bottom. You
Right.
with me?
Yeah.
Do you understand better now?
Yeah.
Perfect. So what happens is, why I want you guys to focus on this is because once you start drawing on your chart, right, you'll start seeing that within the price point, right, you guys will notice that the market kind of respects those lines. So if you drew this line here, right, and we zoomed in, right, we would notice that anytime she hits that support or resistance, you would notice that price will kind of always respect that line. You understand? So here, in this case, I have support and resistance, right?
Yeah.
And remember, in certain zones, what was one support will become resistance in another zone. Now you can literally zone out the whole chart if you want. You understand? You can look at the price, and how I determine that is by going off of the bounce of the candles. You understand? I look at what happened in the past and I compare it to what's happening now, right?
Yeah.
And you guys can start seeing that if you zoom in, you understand that what's happening here. Price is respecting that, right?
Yeah.
Now, how we were saying earlier, within each trend and channel, you will notice that certain patterns will start forming, such as the famous one that I taught everyone earlier, which is head and shoulders. In this case, they can happen upside down. They can happen regular. You understand? Now, these are strong reversal patterns. These patterns show at times where the market is heading. Are you guys with me?
Yep.
So what happens is, as the candles start forming, right, as they start developing each other, they form channels and trends along within each zone. So as you guys can see here, right, this is a support for this channel right here, right, which also horizontal channels become what? Who can answer that for me?
Range.
No, they become zones.
Yeah.
Zones are horizontal, channels are not. You guys see that? You guys are with me?
Yep.
So within each channel and each zone, the price is moving, the price is formulating itself. And in the end, what we're gonna do is, who all here still has trouble understanding the difference between a channel and a trend? Or who still has a hard time understanding what support and resistance is? Please don't
Hey,
hesitate.
Jose,
Yeah, I hear you.
can you explain reversals for me, please?
Yes. Actually, I'm gonna get to that right now. All right. I'll get
Okay.
to that in a second. I just want to make sure that everybody is understanding what support and resistance is. Now, we're gonna go ahead and start looking at. Let's start off by. Yes. Who's drawing yellow?
What are we drawing?
No. Someone just drew on the chart. That was correct. So let's focus on this. what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to learn how to analyze each time frame. Right? Now, with each time frame, you're gonna break down each channel. You're gonna find support and resistance in each zone. Right? Can you guys understand why I'm drawing these lines here?
Yep.
Why did I draw this support line? Right here.
Because that's where it's respecting.
It's where it's
That,
respected. That's where,
those things are bouncing off the line.
yes. Now, same thing goes that as the price was going up, it would always respect it, right? Now, it's important for you guys to understand how to find these things, because in the end, when the market is moving, as you go down to the smaller time frames, you'll see a clearer picture of what's happening within each zone. You guys are with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so here is an uptrend, right? Now, when a trend is broken, right? Anytime a trend is broken, the market will look for its last previous respected support or resistance. So in the case you have here, support and resistance, right? In the case the support line was broken, right? You guys will start noticing that if you draw your last previous support, right? That's where price will fluctuate. That's where price will hesitate. You guys are understanding that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so here on an uptrend, right? Let's look for an uptrend that was happening and it broke. So here, this is actually the best example. So the price was going up, right? Price was going up. It broke out of this trend. And if we look here on a smaller time frame, you can kind of see what was happening. And as you guys can see here, on the smaller time frames, you can actually see that hesitation in price. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it broke the trend, right? Came down, came up a little bit, touched the line, came up, touched the line again. And this time, as opposed to creating a what? What are we looking for?
Resistance.
We're looking for a higher high point. If this was going to continue going up, the price had to respect this resistance line.
Yeah.
But if we look at the price here, right? What did it do? It failed to create that higher high point.
Yeah.
In this case, the market broke down, right? And respected the last previous support. Why? Because it broke this support line. Right? So if we go back to the daily chart, if we go back to the daily chart and we notice that the price continued going down, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to spot every previous support line and show me those points of retracement. So to help you guys see this, I'm going to change the colors on this. Right? So as we see on the larger time frame, we can't really see that hesitation of price right here. You see what I'm saying? Because this is where the market broke. It resisted it, came back down, right, and kept going down. Now, as you guys can see here, if we go back down to the 4-hour chart on the smaller time frame, right, we can notice that when the price broke out, she came back up. Can you guys see that? Hold on. You guys see this here?
Yeah.
This was the
Yeah.
first reversal, right? It was trying to continue going up. It failed it, broke. it broke this line, but it came back to test it.
Yeah.
And what happens if this is another support line, or if this is the support? What happens? She's gonna look for its last previous support, right?
Yeah.
So as you guys can see here, within this price point, the price dropped below it and came back up. Are you guys all with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens? What happens if the price breaks out of support? Where would be the next hesitation in the market? What are we looking for?
Out of support is the previous support line.
Previous support line. So let's say we were trading this live, right? Let's say we were trading this live, and we see that, and let's say we were trying to get this to go up. You understand? So now your trade is negative, and you would go ahead and start seeing that the price is just plummeting, right? It broke this trend line that you had drawn out, and you're like, oh my God, what do I do next? What do I do next? I don't know if I should continue holding this trade, right? We would understand that the market is going to look for its last previous support line. Now, yes, we can draw another line right here, because this is where price in the past was having that hesitation. This is where it was bouncing around. So if it happened in the past, it's at some point going to happen in the future. So if we look at the time frame, we can notice that where was price coming back up to before it continued going down?
To that last previous support.
Exactly. So if this is how we trade the support line, and this is how we look for support and understanding where the market is going, let's now look for resistance. All right. So let's say the market is on a downtrend, right? And you notice here, price broke out of that trend, right? What will we be looking for?
The next resistance line?
The previous resistance line.
Previous.
So I'm not even looking towards the right. I'm gonna start all the way here, and in the end, I'm gonna be right. I can draw this line all the way across, right? And we can start seeing how this line has such an influence in the markets, because every time it touches it, what happens? It shoots down. Now, there's people who say that every time the market touches support or resistance, it gets stronger, right? Now, what I want to teach you guys is, I came up with a theory that within the market, let's say you're riding support or resistance, right? I'm going to show you guys here. Usually, if the market fails to break out of its trend after the fourth touch, then you're going to look for signals to buy this trend. You understand? So if you were trying to trade this, we would count 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're looking at the larger time frame. So let's go back to the daily, right? Go back to the daily, and let's count how many times she touched the trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4. It failed to break it. It failed to break it. So what happened? It shot up.
Yep.
Now within this trend, there's a pattern here. Any of you guys that know patterns, what kind of pattern is this?
Wedge.
This is a wedge. You understand? So we'll focus on this later on. But as well, within that wedge, there's also a what?
W.
Double bottom.
Double bottom.
So anytime you notice that the market touches the trend twice, you asked me about reversals earlier. This is a reversal point. This is a sign of reversals. So as we start looking within each trade, we'll start understanding. But the importance is for you guys to understand support and resistance. So I want you guys to tell me, if the market broke out of the resistance line, we're gonna look for what? The last previous what?
Resistance. Last previous resistance.
The last previous resistance. If the market breaks its support line, we're looking for its last what?
Previous
Support, right? So check this out. Let's say the market had broken this support line here, and this was the last previous support, right? We can see that the market had the possibility of coming down here, right? But then we also notice as price continued to go up, which it never broke this, when it started coming down, guess where price started to stall and have some, you know, it was giving you the opportunity to enter the trade and the last previous support. Or in this case, in this zone, the last previous resistance. Because in this case, we're looking at a downtrend, right?
Trend.
You guys all with me? Any questions?
No.
So, bro, can you just say those words again? So if the market breaks as resistance, you're looking for the last previous support?
No. When the market breaks out of the support line,
Oh, it breaks out of support.
we look for the previous support.
Okay.
When the market breaks out of that resistance line, we look for the last previous resistance.
Hey, Jose.
Yeah.
2 seconds. As you guys would know the resistance line as, for example, does everyone know that's a descending triangle?
Yes.
Shane, you may not, but everyone else knows that. So what he's referring to is basically the support and resistance lines in terms of the overall, what you understand to what you've been taught so far. Does this start to make sense now, guys? See where the cluster of candles meet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when he's referring to fake outs and breakouts, can you interpret what he's saying now? These peaks here.
Yeah.
They broke out, but they came back into the overall cluster of candles which are here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the bottoms, you know how they've gone down? Those are the first one is a breakout and the second one is a fake out?
Correct. And you may also know that as this.
As a ascending triangle.
Symmetrical.
Oh, symmetrical. Oh, sorry, symmetrical. I was looking at the...
Yeah. So everything he's teaching you guys, shut up, that is working. Everything he's teaching you makes sense. Just smacking me. Everything he's teaching you, he's going into more depth, more detail, all right? You guys understand the simplified version of it, but in order to be well-rounded traders, you guys need to start stepping into this stuff to understand it. I get it. It's just that you guys need to assign names and numbers to it for it to make sense, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You're all with me?
Yeah.
100%. And with what Dan is trying to tell you guys as well is why I'm trying to have you guys focus on the importance of everything is because of the fact that once you master finding support and resistance, you'll be able to better find patterns. So here's a wedge, right? Or what's this for you pattern traders?
A descending?
A descending triangle on a bullish move that failed to go up. You understand? Or in this case, it can also be a wedge. You understand? So what happened here? She kept touching this support line, right? Eventually, if we look at the larger time frame, let's say we look at the weekly chart. Let's say we look at the weekly chart, we can see that this thing kept respecting this line. And what happened? As it was creating higher high points here, you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it was creating higher high points, what happened? It failed to create that other higher high point.
Yeah.
But remember how I was explaining to you guys how trend and channel, you also have the ability of using that same trend and channel along the lines. You can literally extend it. So you can see that this support line is also this resistance line. So,
And also, guys, I'll just jump in quickly here. Does this make sense to Hopi?
Yeah.
Look at this. Do you see that ascending symmetrical overall? Yes, it broke its initial pattern that Jose is referring to. It then formed its next pattern. So for you guys that I've taught so far in simplified versions, that right there, my friends, is a big symmetrical on the weekly. See it going in from an uptrend?
Yeah.
What happened?
Is that what happened in my previous chart that I sent, Jose?
Yes.
I had it going up, but then I didn't look at the previous
Yes.
support, and it ascended down.
Yes.
Sorry, it descended down.
You hit the nail on the head. You weren't paying attention to the smaller increment time frames. So in the smaller time frame, it broke down and then came up. If you go to a bigger time frame, you'll see this is just one picture.
Yeah, and that's what I haven't been doing. I haven't been going back because I remember you saying last week, just go to the hourly or to the daily, leave it overnight, and that's all I did. I didn't go back into the smaller time frame. Take it down.
So number one rule for all of you guys, even when Jose's teaching you, you must start on the larger time frames and get good at clicking down to each time frame, then clicking all the way back up. If you are in doubt, your number one rule is to click through the time frames all the way up and then come all the way back down so you understand the overall movement. Good habit to have.
Sorry, and what are the time frames?
So that's
monthly, weekly, daily, hourly, and minutes.
I'll set you up. Don't worry. I'll go one-on-one with you and I'll set you up your chart. All good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, like to kind of summarize that real quick for you, Shane. It was Shane that just asked that question, right?
Yeah.
All right. So each candle is represented by a time, right? In this case, we can look at the charts on a month-to-month basis, which each candle will represent a month. Each candle is worth 1 month of activity, right?
Jose, are you recording, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, so you have the month-to-month. You can look at the weekly. You can look at the daily. You can look at a candle that represents every 4 hours. You can look at the candles that represent every hour, 45 minutes, 30, 15, 5, 1, and at the end of the day, it's important for you guys to start. I like teaching my people to look at the monthly chart.
Right.
How I explain to everybody is that the monthly chart is giving you the bigger picture. You understand? There's less data, but a bigger picture. So you want to look at the chart as a portrait. You understand? And the smaller time frames are the details in the portrait. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Do you understand that 100%? Like you're not confused or anything?
No, that's fine. I understand it.
So the same approach that we're gonna have within the monthly is what? What's the first thing we're gonna look for when we start off? So let's say you guys are interested in trading this pair right here, the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. The first thing we're gonna look for is the support and resistance.
Resistance and support.
We're gonna look
Zones.
We're gonna look for where the market is having its movement, where the market is kind of like bouncing around. You understand? And then that's gonna help us organize ourselves to understand how to attack this trade. You understand? So what's the first step of the 3-step confirmations I taught you? You want to understand the overall trend of the market.
Market trend, yeah.
You understand? So in this case, we're going to use the higher time frames to understand what the market is actually doing. You understand?
Right.
So as we start looking here, right, we're going to go down. So this is the system. Everybody write this down. We're going to start off in the monthly. 90% of the time, I don't use the monthly unless I see that the market is going 100% against me. You understand? So, but in this case, I want you guys to build good habits. So start off with the monthly. All right? You're going to start off with the monthly. In this case, after drawing support and resistance within the monthly chart, we're going to go ahead and scale down to the weekly chart, right? Within the weekly chart, we're going to see way more data. You understand? Way more data happening here. So as we can see, we missed out on some zones and some support and resistance. You can be as detailed as possible depending on who you are. You understand? So here's the weekly chart. Now we're gonna Now we can see what's happening here, right? We can see that price is kind of like bouncing around here. All right, cool. So this is where price is at right now. So if you wanna kind of like look at what happened here, where the price is currently at, you know, we keep going down. Now we've entered the daily chart, right? So here we're gonna have a little bit more information. Can you guys see all of this?
Yeah.
So I'm using this to zoom out so you guys can see the candles better. But here we can start seeing that the market is doing something, right? The market is forming something. What's going on here? That's the question we're asking ourselves, right? So what are we gonna do? The market is currently on a what?
Uptrend.
Uptrend, good. And overall, the market is kind of possibly on a downtrend as well here. You see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
What the fuck? Siri creeps me out sometimes. So yeah, so as we can see here, the market is currently going up, right? So its previous price action was going up. So you kind of want to understand what's happening in the smaller time frames to what? We're trying to see if there's any points of what?
Reversals.
What's the second step before we enter a trade?
Signs of reversal.
Reversals.
Signs of reversals, right? So here we can see that she's hitting this resistance line. And every time she's hit this resistance line, she's either broken out of it and came back in or kind of simply rejected, right? So in this case, we're looking at this chart and we're seeing like, you know, the price is having a hard time going past this zone. As you can see, as I was trying to explain to you guys earlier with the candlesticks, right? Each candlestick is open and closing at a certain point. And if the market opens up here and it comes to its highest point and then continues going down, it leaves a shadow, right? Or a wick. Same thing goes for a bullish candle. In this case, the market opens at the bottom. It can either reach its lowest point and go all the way up. So here we start seeing that the candle's kind of doing that, right? But still, I feel like I don't have enough data. Do you guys have enough information in this pair to enter this trade at the moment?
No.
Right? So we can spot from a mile away. We can spot from a mile away certain points of support and resistance, right? So we can see here that here the market is going down. And what is this here, guys?
Channel.
Which kind of channel?
Descending channel.
A descending channel, right? And when it broke out of its resistance line, where did the market go to?
Went up.
To its resistance.
Its last previous resistance, right? So as you guys can see here, this is where price first hesitated. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Before it continued going up. Same thing here. So you guys can literally be as anal as you want to understand what's going on. But we now understand that if in this case, the market drops back down and we're looking to enter this trade, we wouldn't want to enter this trade anywhere here, but where? The last previous support.
Support.
You understand? Which is the same resistance line in this zone right here. You guys see that?
Yep.
So let's say we were trading this, right? Let's say we were trading it and the market was coming down, right? And then we realized that after this candle, it was not able to what? What was it unable to do? Form a what?
It didn't break the support, right?
Break the.
It didn't break the support, and it failed to create a what? A lower low point.
Lower low.
Right? Because in a descending channel, we're looking for lower low points and
Lower lows.
Right? In this case, we looked at this and we're like, all right, we're on to something here. Let's say all of this hasn't happened yet, right? We're like, so So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the lower time frames, and we're gonna see way more data here. Now I have a whole bunch of lines here, right? I have a whole bunch of lines here. So let's clear these out, right? Let's clear these out so we can see what's going on. So the first thing we're gonna do is draw back our descending channel, right? And we notice here that the market did what? What did the market do? If we're looking for a sign of reversals, what did the market do here?
Touch.
Double bottom.
Double bottom.
A double bottom, or as most people know, a W, right? Now,
And it tested that resistance 4 times again, didn't it?
Yeah.
thank you.
Good man, Johnny.
So what happens after the fourth time it touches and it fails to break out of that? If it doesn't create
Reverses.
that's a sign of what? Reversal, right?
Reversal.
Now, 90% of the time, the market can do this. It can come up and come back down and break hard, right? But in this case, it didn't happen because the market kept going up, right? And we start seeing here, we're like, all right, I feel like I still don't have enough information here to enter this trade, right? So if I've ever told you anything, if the market breaks out of its resistance line, right? We're now in a smaller time frame. We're looking at the 1 hour chart. What are we looking for? If it broke out of the resistance line, we're looking for what?
Previous resistance line.
Previous resistance line, right? We're going to look for the last previous resistance. Is this it?
Yeah.
No, it's not, because there's one more. You see how price retraced here?
Oh, yeah.
So in this zone here, this is the resistance line we're looking for. As we start looking at the market closer, we start saying to myself, all right, the market came, touched this resistance line, broke out here. It failed to do what now? If the market is going on a downtrend, right? And it forms a descending channel. What did it fail to do here?
Break through the support line.
It failed to break through the support line. And if you guys look at it closely, how many times did it touch the support line?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4.
It doesn't necessarily always have to be 4. But if it fails to break out of it on the 4th touch, which in this case, it broke out, but the market kept coming back up. Why? If it broke out of the support line, what are we looking for?
The last support line.
Previous support.
And where did price bounce off of?
Previous support.
Previous support. So if there's anything you guys learned just now is that when looking to buy, right? When looking to enter a trade to buy, we're going to always buy at what? Are we going to buy at resistance or we're going to buy at support?
Resistance. Support.
Support line.
And then it goes up. Yeah.
You always want to enter your trade on a support line. You never want to enter your trade on a resistance line. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Yeah, for sell, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how many opportunities we had to enter this trade and profit, right? So here's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3, right? Now, would we ever enter a trade on the 1 hour chart?
No.
No, because we don't have enough data yet, right? So, as I just taught you guys, right, is the 3 steps confirmations. I've taught you guys how to understand the trend of the market on the larger time frames. I've taught you guys to look for signs of reversals, right? So, for you guys wondering, the first step, you're going to use the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. You guys with me?
Yeah.
On the signs of reversals, we're going to use the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 30 minute. All right. And to look for our points of entries, we're going to use the 15, the 5, and the 1. You guys with me?
Yeah.
All right, so let's recap real quick. If the market breaks out of its support line, we're gonna look for the last previous what?
Support line.
Support line, right? If the market breaks out of the resistance line, we're gonna look for the last previous what?
Resistance.
Resistance. When will we ever enter on a buy?
On a support line.
On a support.
We're
Is
gonna
that you only ever on a support line?
yes, always.
Okay. Always.
Always enter your trade on support. There's no reason why we're entering buys on a resistance line. Yes, we can. Let's say we entered the trade here, right? On this resistance line. But guess what? In reality, this is really the support line of this area right here. You guys see that? So until you clarify that on the smaller time frames,
Oh yeah.
right? Let's delete some of this. You guys can see the picture. Right? If I entered my trade right here,
yeah.
what am I entering on?
Resistance.
Because the market already had broken out of this zone, so now we're in this zone and it's retesting the what?
Support line.
Come back down.
Because what happened here? The market was going on
Down.
Descending trend.
the descending trend. So we're gonna look for the last previous
Resistance.
right, of the last previous zone. So since this is the resistance area right here, which is support for this current zone, that's where we would look to enter to buy. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
So here we can start seeing that the market is kind of like testing this out, right? So nothing's worse than entering the trade up here and having to deal with all of this before she blows up. You understand? So that's why I tell you to go into the lower time frames so that your entry does not become this, and instead we're looking for this. You see that?
Yeah.
So, and understand here, let's say you would have entered this trade on $1 lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say your entry was worth $1. Had you entered here, right, you would have risked over time, you had 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, almost an hour of waiting with your account possibly in the negatives when you could have avoided waiting that hour on a negative affecting your account with the risk of it continuing down, right? Instead, you don't want to risk your money. Nobody wants to lose money. Everybody wants to make money, right? So we would continue understanding what the market is doing, right? The market is in an uptrend. It broke the support line. What are we looking for?
Previous support line.
Previous support line. So if it reaches back down to the support line, right? What would we do?
We count how many times it touches it.
And then
Put on the side.
Go up.
Look for a reversal.
Look for a reversal. So here we're on the 5-minute chart. Let's look at the 1-minute chart. Are you guys all with me?
Yep.
All right, I think I lost the chart. All right, here it is. So here we're looking at the market. You understand? This is on the 1-minute chart. we look at the 5-minute chart, if we were looking to enter this trade, where would we be looking to place our position? Where would we enter our buy if we wanted to buy this up?
At the support.
At the support, yeah.
If we wanted to sell, where would we sell?
Resistance.
Resistant.
All right. So can I ask you guys one thing? With everything I've just went over right now, have all of you who've lost in a trade ever applied this approach?
No.
I did it this morning.
How did it go for you when you applied that approach, Basit?
Really well. Really well.
Perfect. So this is just this is the basic things that you guys need to understand. That's why it's important for you guys to understand support and resistance. Now, as you guys get better at analyzing the multiple time frames, you guys start to understand how all these time frames kind of correlate with each other, right?
Yeah.
So let's review real fast. If in the case my support line was broken, right? Where would I look for the next stall in price? Previous support. If my resistance was broken, where would I look for?
Look for the previous resistance.
Previous resistance, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, right here, price was going up here. It broke. It failed to break this. Where did it go to? The next point where price was reversing was its last previous reversal. You guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how do you guys feel with everything I've went over with you guys today?
Good.
Awesome. For me, awesome.
All right. So we have yet to go over, the reversal patterns. We have yet to go over the, the triangles, the symmetricals, the wedges, all of that, right? So what I want you guys to do is I'm going to take a little break real fast. I'm going to pause the recording. I want you guys to pick a random trade. Do you guys want me to give you guys, assign each one of you a trade? And I want you guys to spot support, resistance, and understand why each breakout happened. Can you guys do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with Jono. Jono, let's do NZD USD. All right, I want you to analyze with everything I taught you today. I want you to draw that out and predict to me what you think the market will do next. We will compare that.
What was that on?
NZD USD. All right, TA. I want you to look at Euro USD.
Euro USD.
Ranji, I want you looking at USD JPY.
USD JPY. Yep.
Jane, I want you looking at GBP USD.
So where do I go? I don't know where to go.
No, don't worry about it. For you guys, I'm using this website called tradingview.com.
Okay.
I like TradingView because of the fact that I create an account and any of my analysis that I draw, all I have to do is simply log in no matter which computer, and I'll always have my drawings with me as opposed to just using MetaTrader 4 and, kind of having to start from scratch every time. All right. Who else we got here? Let's see. Jade, you there?
Yo. Yeah.
All right, Jade. I want you looking at USD CHF.
Yeah. Sweet.
Brian, I want you looking up CAD JPY.
Okay.
What else we got here? Damien?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with looking up the charts yet or no?
No, I don't have a clue.
Damien, let's set a time. Let's set a time, you and I, Dan, so we can work on you getting more familiar how to operate what you need to operate, so you can get better at this, right?
Yeah, and Jose, if I could jump on one of them as well, I'd really appreciate it. Like just trying to navigate around TradingView and like the charts and stuff.
Yeah. So on my course, on the online course, there's a video that I will be uploading on how to use TradingView.
Okay.
I'll try to. I'm gonna post all of that. I'm gonna post that specific video. I'm gonna post this one on the group chart. Not the chart. The
Tell me
chat.
where it's gone.
My empty source.
The group chat. All right. Bassett.
Yeah.
Let's get you looking at. Let's see. What's a good trade I like? Look up GBP AUD.
All right. Can I look at that at using JAFX?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
GBP AUD. Let's have, who else we have here? I have Juan. Juan, you there? Juan, can you hear me?
I'm a bit unfamiliar with navigating around TradingView too.
Who's that?
Jose?
Jono?
Yeah, right, yeah.
All right. Do you know how to use MetaTrader 4 for now?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
All right. So just use MetaTrader 4. What I want all of you guys to focus on is I want you to start at the higher time frame, and I want you guys to develop a game plan with everything we went through today. I want you guys to develop that so we can all go over each one of you guys' plan and see where you guys are having the misunderstanding, and so you guys can all understand.
Yeah.
Right? So who else did it? Who haven't I given a pair to yet?
Hey, Jose, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
How do I find GBP
AUD? So if you're using your phone on MetaTrader, all right. Who's using MetaTrader on their phone and on their computer?
I'm on the computer.
AUD on JAFX.
All right, so you're gonna go here. You're gonna click on here, right? And you're gonna look for it on all of these right here. So you got like the majors, or you can go to View, Market Watch. It's Navigator. Where is it? Why did it disappear from me? Give me a second. Why did it disappear? Go to FX crosses. You see this when you go to view? When you go to view and symbols, you're gonna FX crosses, and you should find it right here. GBP AUD. You found that? Jono, you see that as well?
Yeah. I'm just going through it now.
If it's easier for some of you guys, I recommend you guys using TradingView. It's much easier.
Can you show me that one more?
Yeah, so you go to view, symbols, and you go to FX crosses. And you should find the ones that cross within each other. And you can just select it and show it.
How do I get rid of grids?
Real quick, for you guys that want to learn how to use TradingView, right? You're gonna go on TradingView.com.
FX. Okay.
maybe it's easier for you guys to use tradingview.com. So you go on TradingView, you make sure that it says here ticker, right? Click on ticker, and you just type in GBP AUD, or whichever pair that I gave you, USD CHF, or the abbreviations of those pairs. So how are we going to start off? Let's recap again. I want all of you guys being participating in all of this. When we first enter a chart, what is the first thing? What's the first time frame we're going to look at?
Monthly.
Monthly.
All right, and we're in the monthly chart. We're gonna spot what?
Support and resistance.
Yes.
Support and resistance, right? And then after that, we're gonna go to the what?
Weekly.
And within that, we will look for what?
Support and resistance.
Within each trend, channel, and zone, right? Make sure you guys understand that. In each time frame, we want to understand where the market is trending, if it's in a channel, if it's in a zone, what is happening, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys are gonna scale down to each time frame and continue like that. I want each and every one of you guys to post up your analysis, right? Post up your analysis on the Facebook group chat, and what we'll do is we'll call it a night. We'll call it a night because it's already 4 a.m. It's about to be 4 a.m. on my time here, and I didn't realize the time. We'll call it a night, and I'll personally call each and every one of you guys to review what you guys did. How's that sound?
Yeah, right.
Sounds good,
Awesome.
man.
Cool.
Hey, I just joined up to that trading view.
Yeah, hold on a bit. Hey, Jose, you got a recording for this webinar?
Yes, I recorded it. I'm still recording as we speak. So as soon as it's done, I'm gonna put it on a Dropbox. Me and Dan, we formed the Dropbox. I'll give you guys the access code to the the email and password for the Dropbox.
All right.
You guys cannot delete anything off these Dropboxes. All right.
All right.
It's gonna have videos. It's gonna have like the recorded webinars. We're gonna give each and every one of you guys that have not paid yet. We're gonna give you guys some time to come up with the money. We'll continue doing these classes, but then eventually everybody will have to be paid up. All right.
Right on.
So real quick, let me go over this with you guys real quick. So when you guys get to tradingview.com, if you guys don't have an account, just simply set up your own account. It's just like signing up for Facebook or whatever. You're gonna put your first name, last name, username, password, and email. All right. And then once you guys create that account, you guys can always access your charts on here. All right. For those of you guys that have an iPhone, you guys can download the app on the iPhone. It's very convenient because of the fact that, if you draw anything on your chart, you can take it with you to go. If anything, you guys can also access tradingview.com through your smartphones.
I've got no wheels because no one's here.
What is the goal? What was the
Yeah. The house is gone. You got what have you been?
The home.
Hey, Jose, what?
Yeah, say it again.
Okay.
What's the
No one, cause
What are we looking for with the exercise?
All right, so I want you guys practicing going through the 3-step confirmations. I want you guys to give me 3 confirmation points.
Okay.
If you see an opportunity, I would like for you guys to enter the trade. For those of you who have a trading account, for those of you who don't have a trading account, just simply do your analysis. Let's get you guys good at analyzing this before you start.
Okay. When is this due? Like, is it a due date or something?
Yeah. Do it as fast as you want to become a good trader.
Okay.
Okay.
For all of you guys, it's going to take me like about 20-30 minutes. So if you guys want to go through it quick, send it to me personally on my personal message. You can personally message me. And I wouldn't mind reviewing a few before I close my eyes. I just want you guys practicing what we learned today. I'm gonna upload the video to the Dropbox. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put the Dropbox information on the chat in a few minutes, and then we'll move on from there. All right?
Yeah.
Before I go, does anybody have any questions, guys?
No, good.
Thanks, man. Thanks heaps for all your help.
Yeah, cheers, Jose. Mean brother.
Always, always. You guys, before I get out of here, you guys all understand everything we went over today, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
This will be the last time we will go over this. For anyone who missed on this, they would have to review this video. They would have to go through this video again to be able to understand the next thing we will learn, all right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So it was an honor. It was a pleasure. And we will see you guys next time. The next live class will be, what's today? Today's the 9th. We'll do it again Sunday.
Sunday.
Awesome.
So Saturday entering Sunday. So for me, Sunday, my day Sunday. I know you guys in Australia, you're a day ahead of me. So I'm just gonna post it now on Facebook Messenger. I'll do it tomorrow, as a matter of fact, so you guys don't get confused. I'll post it. It'll be same time, everything, and we'll get going. All right.
Awesome.
Hey, brother.
I'm gonna do my best to get this going every other day, so like that we can maintain active until I finish uploading everything onto the course. All right.
Yeah, thanks, Jose.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
You guys all
Cheers, brother.
Amen.
great.
Thank you.